Greetings, Habari. Welcome to Kiy NY7. Shots fired. There's a lot of tempers flaring at these live at the White House. We even had Lovett's getting questioned. There's sarcasm and stuff going on today. Also earlier we had at the on the where was he at on the Senate floor? They had Noam being questioned about ongoing things going on politically and whatnot. So she was under fire with that. I'm gonna jump right into some clips of some things that were going on with her and between her and others, and also Senator McIver, which you see right here. It's fairly new to me. So I looked up some info on her. I'm gonna show her, and then some of the heated exchange she had with Noam. She had her hand up, and she like, "No, let me talk." Da da da. Da. Then we have MTG storms out, as you see on the thumbnail. I'm gonna check my audio in a quick second too. As we see right here, she which short for Marjorie Taylor Greene. So she's a Republican that's been going back and forth with Trump lately. She walked out of an interview that she had with Alive 11. I watched them a lot too because they have really good up to date news. So I'm gonna show some of the clips on that because she got upset and just walked out before the interview was over with. So there we go with that, and we'll see how this goes for YouTube. Trying to live stream, see if we can get some talk about narratives, and are other people painting narratives for us? Are we allowing that? Should we be having more say, in our own political beliefs and whatnot? Or are we letting other people speak for us so much that they're really not even speaking for us? They're speaking for themselves. So I'm gonna show some clips and some heated tension going on and have some commentary.
Sit your $5 ass down.
Lay your ass down.
Lay your ass down. Back you in. Sit down.
Look at that white goat. Oh, they are so cute. Oh, look, there's a black one.
Black one.
Greetings, welcome to Kiy NY7. Want to show some clips. There was a lot of tension going on earlier, and just are we being represented? Are other people running off with the narratives, or are we, in control of our own narratives? So if you could take a minute too, I put a question in the chat. Uh, do you control your own narratives? Do you kind of just follow others, or are you just so in between you don't know which way to go and your butt hurting sitting on that fence? Where we at?
Ask you this. Is Trump embarrassed by your tenure, or is this exactly the kind of god-awful leadership he wants at DHS? Yes or no?
Ma'am, we've already conducted more oversight visits.
No. It's a yes or no. Yes or no. Okay, Secretary Noem, this is my time to talk, not your time to talk. I reclaim my time. I reclaim my time. I reclaim my time. Chair, I reclaim my time. Secretary Noem, DHS is breaking the law, hiding information from Congress and shutting out oversight. So let me ask you, how can the American people trust your department with you at the helm with this kind of behavior?
The American people absolutely trust this department. And we are showing that every day by the support we get across the country, the amount of people that we're recruiting to all of our different agencies.
Thank you, Secretary Noem. Do you agree that using DHS resources to target members of Congress is an abuse of power?
Excuse me, would you say that
You
again?
would have heard me if you stopped talking and listened to my questions. Do you agree that using DHS resources to target members of Congress is an abuse of power?
We are not doing that. We are out there enforcing the law, doing our work, and we are allowing oversight.
Of course, we're not going to get any answers. With that, Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
All right, well, obviously, we've seen a lot of back and forth over these last couple of weeks between the president and Marjorie Taylor Greene. And of course, that intensified after Congresswoman Greene spoke to our Leslie Stahl for a 60 Minutes interview. Shortly after that, the president posted on Truth Social calling Marjorie Taylor Greene jilted. He went on to say that she is not America First or MAGA, and also said that her views are, quote, those of a very dumb person. Take a listen to how Congresswoman Greene responded to that.
I actually am starting to feel very sorry for President Trump, and people just don't buy it. It's actually a very poor reflection on him that he chooses to speak about me that way. People know who I am. They know what I've done.
So Greene went on to call the president's comments demeaning. She said that it is unfortunate that he spoke so harshly about her. Of course, in that 60 Minutes interview, she talked about how some Republicans perceive the president, that they are terrified to step out of line. And she said that the president thinks that loyalty, unfortunately, is a one-way street.
What did she say to you about the politics of affordability?
Well, that was another issue, of course, coming on the heels of the president's speech in Pennsylvania just yesterday. You know, she said that she does not believe affordability is a hoax, something that the president has called that issue at times. And she said that the president should be more empathetic and change his tone. Take a listen. On the issue briefly of affordability, because you brought it up, the president recently gave himself a grade of A+++++. What grade would you give the president?
I think it's hard for a lot of people to take. Look, electric bills have gone up. Everyone's bills have either stayed the same or going higher.
All right. So first off, I started off with the heated exchange between LaMonica, and her name is LaMonica McIver. So she is she's been the youngest ever to be elected with the U.S. House of Representatives, and she's from New Jersey. She was sworn in September of last year. She's the one that had it looked like to me the most tense back and forth with Kristi Noem, and this is her here. So I just wanted to show that too, because some people I'm not as familiar with, or might got to be reminded. I just want to make sure too that I'm showing who these people are too, and some of their accomplishments, because I'm showing a lot of back and forth. But the point too of the stream was to show some of the heated exchange that's been going on a lot throughout the day today. And all these narratives are being painted. Where are ours? So I don't know about y'all, but I feel that we need more political parties. We can't just have Democrat and Republican. It's just not working out. We need more parties, because we have more agendas that we see that could work out with the U.S., but maybe it's not on one side or the other. Like, it really depends. So that's why I put the question in the chat. Hopefully y'all will answer it, because y'all not talking in the chat. So maybe y'all at least answer that, but you got to have some kind of opinion on some of this. It does seem like people are scared to go against Trump, which is what Marjorie was saying, which I'm sure she was scared at first too. But now she's got the ball rolling. But it's like this, just like in life, when you have a set of people on either side, and you're usually more for one side than the other, you end up losing your popularity with one, and then she's not going to really be accepted by the Democrats either. So I don't know where Marjorie Taylor Greene is really going to kind of find herself now, and what exactly she's running for next. But I'm going to show the most recent interview that she had just the other day with 11 Alive, and then she just walked right off the set.
I know that you've mentioned here in this interview, President Trump calling you a traitor was a breaking point for you. In the past, you've tweeted, you called Republican Congressman Bob Good a traitor. You called some Republicans who voted for President Biden's infrastructure bill traitor Republicans. You've used that language too. Do you regret that?
Yes, I've already addressed this before, and I'll stand with what I've already said. I've also been the victim of it. I was actually accused by Democrats online of being the pipe bomber on January 5th, which was such an outrageous, dangerous lie that brought death threats on me back in 21 and 22. I've also been used many times and called a traitor by Democrats. and fundraising emails and campaign ads. So again, I want to reiterate, this is a two-way street, and I seem to be the only one willing to take responsibility.
And Congresswoman, in fairness, we've asked Democrats as well. We ask everybody about their past stances and past statements. But we would be remiss if we didn't ask you about this. You say you're taking responsibility for it. I just want to be really clear. Do you regret, do you apologize for saying those things?
I've already addressed this. I said it on CNN. I've said it back in 2020, and thank you. I've already addressed it.
Could you address it here again, though? And if not, why not?
Thank you. I've already addressed it.
See, this is when it started.
Ma'am, I don't want to dwell here, but I don't think you have addressed it here. If it's something you regret, I mean, could you just explain why you don't want to say it again?
I'm sorry, but I don't know why you have this motive. I don't quite understand it, but I've already addressed it, and people have thanked me, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity.
I want to chime in real quick, and I'll get back to their interview before she storms out. Marjorie, I'm gonna use people first names sometime. I'm getting kind of tired of using last names all the time. We're not used to seeing people get questioned in real time. So some people have been sleeping under a log when some people just know tradition. I know tradition. You weren't even allowed to ask certain questions before somebody comes on your show. Some celebrities, politicians, and certain people that have certain names for themselves, they go over the questions first. So what we're seeing in 2025, what we're going to see in the future, what we've seen in the last few years, it's like since COVID, is real honest questions being asked. Sometimes it's going to be repetitive because the people want to know, right? But what we're seeing is people getting uncomfortable. Don't get uncomfortable. If I'm running for public office and anyone in the sound of my voice, we have to have uncomfortable conversations sometime. We can't be a people that, oh, I don't want to answer that. I do want to answer that. I think she's doing decent standing on her own, but it's interesting seeing people squirm when it's certain questions being asked because this is unprecedented. Before you had to go off the cue card. You had to stay on script. You know what I'm saying?
But this isn't an exercise that I should have to go through on every single interview, and it's quite unbecoming of you to continue to have to push that.
Ma'am, some people would argue that saying colleagues were traitors was unbecoming. I don't think this is an unreasonable question.
See, so this is the toxic nature that I'm talking about, and now you're participating in it yourself here with 11 Alive. And so again, I think you should take responsibility of your own words, the product that you're producing here on your network. I've done my part, so I think it would be good for you to do yours.
Well, ma'am, these are your words, but it seems like we're not going to get any further here. So I do want to ask you one last question.
Oh, you know what? Thank you so much. I appreciate the interview. Hopefully, good luck.
Ma'am, are you going to run again?
Well, tonight.
Then at the AR, he said, ma'am, you're going to run again? So to me, I think he was asking, are you going to run away again? Or maybe he's asking, are you going to run for office again? So I don't know which one he was asking. And she's so short. And I look at people now, I could tell they height because they be having little arms. She has little short arms. So I think she's a small woman. But that's how that interview went. And that was just the other day. But it was just interesting because, again, like I was, stating, when you come on these shows now, you don't get to pick and choose like, oh, I know what they're going to ask me. But that's the best way to go about it. You know what I'm saying? We have a lot of wars possibly going on. Venezuela is reacting to us. You don't have time to, let me have a polished answer for this. Yeah, for some things. But right now, things is moving faster. I've told y'all 3 years ago when I was on here, rarely, but I was on here, the earth is moving faster. A little bit. But everything is following. Everything is in real time. Right, IFS, thank you. Everything is just going. So you don't have time to be like, man, why did I come to this interview? Well, hold up, wait a minute. No. We want to know how you feel. I've worked on sharpness. I'm ready for things that ain't even coming to me, but I want to stay overly ready. So when stuff comes, you won't be getting choked up on stuff like that. But the point that I was bringing up, I want to put the thumbnail back up. There's been a lot of shots fired today. No one was being questioned. Senator girl, what's her name? Tamika. She was had it going back and forth. And like I just showed, MTG stormed out of that last meeting, well, interview rather. So I want to show some of that, and I just showed that, but I want to show more of the full. Let me go back. Thing with Noam and the senator. Hold on a minute, I'll pull it.
Every day. Every day, our Secret Service, our Coast Guard, our Border Patrol are seeing drones used against them. Criminals using them to surveil them, to find out law enforcement operations, and to leak them, and to put their lives in danger. So making sure that.
All right. Speaking of drones, I had footage I just watched earlier where Marjorie Taylor Greene said she was going to shoot down the drones. This was what, earlier this year when Stacey took over office, or late last year, 2024? She said she was going to shoot all of them down. Now, when I go outside, they've repositioned those drones, but there's even more drones out, and they're taking a shape, like they're forming almost an arrow when I look up at the sky. I took a picture too.
We have the ability to operate and to see far into the future, and over our operations is important, but we also need the opportunity to take them down when necessary. We've seen the cartels using weaponized drones against each other. We know it's only a matter of time before we see that here on the homeland. My job is to make sure that we're prepared and that we're equipped, and to advocate to you for the authorities that we need to make that happen.
Thank you. With the new counter-UAS authorities expected to be enacted as part of the National Defense Authorization Act, the next challenge is execution. What concrete steps is DHS planning to take in the coming months to ensure that these...
You want to know what concrete steps? Let's get back to Senator McCarver, because she was lit. As soon as she came in, she was lit. What you see is the Republicans compliment each other. They don't give each other issues on the floor, which is a saying that the Democrats do. What we see really, to me, is a lot of toddler baby behavior. Actually, that's an insult to the toddlers and the babies of the US and around the world. They have better etiquette than what we keep seeing. People talking out of turn, people talking over each other, people wanting to go viral. All this nonsense keeps a lot of us from even wanting to watch. We just say, hey, well, just let us know the end result, because y'all on here just making a circus out of America, and that's what they've been doing for some time now. Why did that happen?
Olympics and America 250, and I even want to take it even further. You start looking at college football, we've got to take it even further rather than they're all large gathering events. I actually had the Secretary of Security of the Southeastern Conference before Mr. Kennedy and my committee, and it was unbelievable. On any given weekend,
for holding this hearing today. The greatest threat to the homeland right now is a Department of Homeland Security that the American people no longer trust. A department actively undermined by its own secretary. This is on you, Secretary Noem. Today's hearing is supposed to be about worldwide threats, but Madam Secretary, under your watch, the threat is coming from inside the building. Because when DHS, the department charged with keeping Americans safe, is caught breaking the law, lying to the American public, systematically dismantling oversight, fueling bigotry, and targeting vulnerable communities, trust is broken. Let's start with the basics. How can we trust your department with you at the helm? The American people deserve an answer, even if you've spent the past year dodging accountability like it's your full-time job. We need to talk about oversight. Oversight is not optional. It is not a courtesy because you feel like it. It is not something you entertain only when it's politically convenient to you. Yet, time and time again, Secretary Noem, you have treated congressional oversight as an inconvenience at best, and at worst, something to be invaded, ignored, or denied altogether. Republicans on this committee may be willing to hand over their constitutional duty in order to kiss this administration's butt cheeks, but I am not. I will never. My district is not, and the American people sure aren't. Yes. While Republicans turned this hearing into a praise fest for your failed tenure, communities across America, including mine in New Jersey, are made less safe because DHS under your leadership has become unproductive and malicious. All of the thank you that we keep hearing from across the aisle, there's no thank you from me. And we see the truth that you're trying to hide. The truth is, you are deeply unqualified for the post you hold. This is on full display in the way you treat the people in this body, myself included, who have been elected to serve our communities and keep them safe. Representative Grajava, Senator Padilla, myself, and others whose character, integrity, and bodies were attacked by your department without evidence and without apology. Far beyond being disrespectful, you have shown a complete disregard for the oversight authority granted to us by law. You have repeatedly shown that you will target whoever you want, whenever you want, without accountability. Members of Congress, members of our communities, and even American citizens, as many of my colleagues have continued to point out today. Secretary Noem, that's not leadership. That's not democracy. And that is not how this works. Again, this is not just about you. Don't want you to think this is just a pick on you day. This is about the Trump administration that has turned DHS into a political weapon. So I'll ask you this. Is Trump embarrassed by your tenure, or is this exactly the kind of god-awful leadership he wants at DHS? Yes or no?
Ma'am, we've already conducted more oversight visits.
No. It's a yes or no. Yes or no. Okay, Secretary Noem, this is my time to talk, not your time to talk. I reclaim my time. I reclaim my time. I reclaim my time. Chair, I reclaim my time. Secretary Noem, DHS is breaking the law, hiding information from Congress, and shutting out oversight. So let me ask you, how can the American people trust your department with you at the helm with this kind of behavior?
The American people absolutely trust this department to keep them safe. And we are showing that every day by the support we get across the country, the amount of people that we're recruiting to all of our different agencies.
Thank you, Secretary Noem. Do you agree that using DHS resources to target members of Congress is an abuse of power?
Excuse me, would you say that
You
again?
would have heard me if you stopped talking and listened to my questions. Do you agree that using DHS resources to target members of Congress is an abuse of power?
We are not doing that. We are out there enforcing the law, doing our work, and we are allowing oversight.
Of course, we're not going to get any answers. With that, Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Gentlelady yields back. I now recognize the gentleman from Oklahoma, Mr. Keene, for 5 minutes of.
All right, so we just heard that from, so you see how intense the back and forth was today. So that would just happen maybe a couple hours ago. I was like, I'm gonna stream on it, just talking about the discussions that have been going on. I put just the ladies in the thumbnails. A lot of times the guys be running this MF, but the ladies have been unloading, like really. Noam has a big position in what she does. For the country and everything, but it's just weird that to sit there and have all these questions coming at you, either side, Democrat or Republican. It's just, you would think we would have a different form than this by now, but we don't. But my main point too is, are they really speaking for us, or do we have our own narratives? And I think that we're still very divided, but we have our own narratives, and some of it they're just not quite hitting on it. You know what I mean? And we have Crockett now too, Jasmine Crockett, who's running for Senate, because she's Congress, right? And she running for Senate, I believe. So now we got her running, and one person, wrong thing. So what was I gonna say? We'll see what goes on with that. But that should be, it's gonna be interesting, because with her, like I've said before too, I'm not on just Republican or Democrat. I'm looking for people that are just really speaking for what we need for the people. And I feel like both sides have been coming up short. So it's easy for me. And what I like to do is look at both sides of everything so that we can really see what's going on and then make our choices from there. So that's how I look at a lot of things here on my channel. And I'm not one-sided. I'll take shots at everybody. Everybody. You'll be like, you must not be neither one. No, I guess not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to settle for just Republican views. I'm not going to just settle for nobody's just views rather. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we don't even fall in there. They're fighting for what they believe in. And then when you're off the clock, they're not thinking about people. They all make over almost $200,000 a year. They are secured. All right. So now the next thing for some of them is, oh, how can I go viral? How can I do this? How can I do that? They're not thinking about the people. That's what a lot of this nonsense is. Now they just had a actual, bit of a back and forth. I don't know if she want to go viral or not, but I know Crockett do. I just seen her in some kind of rap video, somebody rapping. She's just wearing these tight ass clothes. It's like, okay, you do got cute shape, but what are you really focused on? So that's what I want us to get out of our politicians. That's why I asked the question that what only a couple of y'all answered. Do you control your own narrative? Do you know what your views are? Or are you just sitting back letting everybody else tell you what your views are? Because I've had it. I'm done with that. I don't know about y'all, but I'm done with it. So it looks like it's split 50-50 down the middle. The question I put in the chat is, are you in control of your own political narrative? So 50% say yes. The other 50% said no, I follow others. No one picked the third option, which I put butt hurt from being on the fence. In a word of RIP Theron K. Cow, aka Real Brother of RBR Network, he would say, your butt gonna be hurting sitting on the fence so much. You better pick a side. And you know what comes next after them booty cheeks be hurting? You might get hemorrhoids. You want to get hemorrhoids when all you got to do is dig deep in yourself and think of what morals you have and how you want to see a country move? Why get hemorrhoids when you can just pick a side? All right, so okay, somebody else said, oh, somebody's butt hurt in the chat. Okay, so you picked butt hurt from being on that dang on fence. You better be careful. Preparation H. Who just said something? Your bloodline is annoying. At least I'm in the algorithm. When you know you kind of back in it, that's when you know you get these weirdos that come into the chat. So you probably do got a hemorrhoid. You better get you some cream and rub it on there. So moving moving along. Yeah, so I just wanted to get to those particular parts. And then there was something else. Let me look at my tabs. I'm kind of overheating on this thing too, just a little bit. Did I finish Marjorie? Yeah. She was upset and then ran off the whole thing. I was like, how you gonna just run off? No, I'm not gonna show hers right now. Where am I? I feel like I'm all over the place.
From inflation that happened during the Biden administration. And I think the president needs to be aware that he's a billionaire, president of the United States, and you can't gaslight people and tell them that their bills are affordable.
Now, see what she just said right there hit me too, because when I was watching recently, I'm actually not pretty at all. You got to get your ears checked if I sound pretty. I sound annoying, but now I sound pretty and crazy, or wrapped in one. No, I'm just messing with you. Nobody's ugly, that's for sure. But I say that about everybody. But oh, you throwing me off with? Come on, troll. Who's that? What's your name? Matt. Hemorrhoid Matt. That's what I'm calling. When people have a different economic status, it is kind of hard hearing them say, "Oh no, the prices are okay." It's like, for who? You said the prices were gonna go down, Trump. They still $5. They should have never been $7 earlier this year either. They was like $7. New York has higher taxes than most people, but you're seeing across the country that the prices are still up. Also, y'all, pay attention to beverages. The number one sold beverage in America is water. A lot of people don't realize that, because that's why they say Americans are so spoiled. Is water. Guess what the second largest purchased beverage is? Got taking too long. Coffee. Have y'all noticed that whoever my coffee drinkers are, I like coffee sometimes, not just my own coffeeness, but coffee. It's the second most purchased beverage in America. I looked that up a few years ago, so I'm pretty sure it hasn't changed. The coffee has hardly been on sale. I'm like chasing sales on coffee for like, I'm going on 2 years. I've been tracking it. It's barely been on sale. So what it is like a lot of groceries are targeted certain popular items that they know Americans are going to buy anyway. You got to have eggs, right? Even though they make a million excuses for why they had to go up on the prices, they are targeting our most popular products, if you ask me. I've been a consumer for a long time. I've been on my own since I was a young teen. I was a minor on my own. I know how prices are. So it's like we're being targeted. Also, certain things that Trump has put tariffs on, those prices have been up and they've still tongue tied and they still up. Tongue tied tariff.
Do you still believe that Republicans will likely lose the midterms? And if so, do you believe it will be over this issue?
I do believe at this time that Republicans will lose the midterms, and I think that's unfortunate. I very much wanted to be part of a Republican majority in Congress that solved problems for the American people.
So again, the Congresswoman standing by what she said in her resignation post a few weeks ago, that she still, as of now, thinks that Republicans could lose next November. She continues, though, to be a proponent of an America First agenda and says that this message of economic populism is the best way forward.
Also critical of Speaker Mike Johnson for failing to build consensus and allowing legislation to the floor to her satisfaction.
All right. So, like you said, Marjorie Taylor Greene has been on a tour. She's been going around different shows and things that she wouldn't normally, like when she went on The View. I knew that was a big shake up. There was a lot of change going on with things like that. So, excuse me. We had a lot going on with that. So, part of the point that I wanted to just at least make today during this live stream, that the ladies are really coming with it. Like they coming out swinging like never before. But I have to say, at least the way it's coming out is decent. Like we can hear each other. They're making good points. We're not up here roasting each other. Oh, you look like this. Oh, but look at your body. What's funny about somebody's body? When these days you could buy a body. You could buy somebody to body somebody easily. And you can buy yourself a new body easily. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't really like when people roast back and forth. If you want to do that and y'all entertained by that on YouTube, yeah, we could do that sometime, whatever. But that's like petty. Let's talk about talking points. That's why when I come on YouTube, I can't listen to people just bickering back and forth about nothing. What is your point? Please get to the point. Some people take all day to make their point too. Please get to the point. I'll be back. I don't like napping. Don't cause me to nap. I even had to pep up my personality on here because I don't have much of a personality. I'm just Kiy. I'm a person. I'm real as hell, though. I'm realer than anybody you'll probably meet. I promise you. Nothing bothers me, really. I get annoyed with stuff, but I don't let nothing bother me. I just be wanting the truth. I come on here because I want to connect with y'all. There's been times where YouTube was like, yo, you need to go sit down somewhere. And I'm like, no. They said you better stop violating. No. So I'm glad, at least I have super chat on here now. For anyone interested in helping with support of the channel, that is there. Finally. And any other ways that you wish to support, that's in the about section on my channel, will always be there. So yeah, I mean, you put the time in this stuff, you put the effort in, you got to get some kind of kickback back. And I'm not saying it's from y'all. I'm just saying, there's free support as well. So when I do streams, it helps just to come in, chat with me. I don't care if you get off the rails a bit, whatever. Sometimes people come through, y'all want to express yourself. I don't know what kind of day you had. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you're going through, but I just say don't take it out on everybody else. But you can vent here too sometime. Everybody got to do it sometime. But but for the most part, my channel here is about the astros. So I like to do things that have to do with astronomy, and sometimes astrology goes in with that. Things to do with the community, the inner communities, things to do with spirituality, our energy. And the other thing is intimacy, certain things to do with relations between people. So I just wanted to just add that on there too. And again, my name is Kiy NY7. For anyone new, hope to see you back too. If you consider to subscribe when you come through, or I said when you come through, just consider subscribing. Hit like sometimes. It helps. It helps too if you catch a replay, maybe if you miss a live stream, leave a comment. Whether you're questioning something I have to say or you're against what I have to say, whatever it is, just, let it be known. That's what we ain't on here to be just not doing nothing. I talk to myself enough. I ain't coming on here to do it. All right. So that's my point with that. Um, the other thing, I don't know, should I add that in the next one? I got something coming up where I'm gonna be talking about. Let me pull it up so then I can see it too. I got some other stuff to go over. Um, NBA. Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on with the NBA. Hold on a minute. Let me I'll pull up the thumbnail. Uh, most recently, Iman Shumpert, however you say it, whatever. He was trying to kick this hoe out his house. Well, I don't know if she was a hoe. I think she is, but I don't really be dabbling in people's business too much, but I always figure if it's content, how does it apply to us? Or I kind of don't really care, and I know it's kind of just different. I want stuff that has to do with us, so I feel like I'm bringing you guys something, and you could take away from it. So he was a good person in the NBA, right? I'm actually going to change that title. I'll put "When Hoes Won't Go," but I'm going to fix that. And there was a woman stabbed by her somebody she met over 200 times. So there's just a lot of strange stuff going on with relations and relationships, and it's just horrible. Um, our self esteem, I think, has dropped a lot as women. So I want to tap into that. Um, the woman on the right with the yellow, she wouldn't leave the house. But the reason the cops got called was because she was mad about Iman talking to other females on the phone. But the crazy thing is, on video, it's on YouTube also, but I'm gonna tap back into it and show some at some point. Is that there was women there to see him. She didn't care about the hoes that was there. I don't know what else to call him, you guys. So I mean, if you come in there, you know you come in there to be coming there. So all right, these women are there for him. And it's different when you're dealing with men with money because it seems like women are just subjecting themselves to hell just because somebody's a celebrity or was. I think once you are, you always are in a way. Then you have women that I found myself in the same situation. It could be somebody that don't have much, you know what I'm saying? But you fighting for that person because you're not looking at them as a value system of economics that could come. It's more about the person, but you're not seeing what it's like two levels. When you go on YouTube, you see a lot of people getting arrested. You see a lot of domestic disputes, and somebody has to call the police, right? But then a lot of times somebody don't want to leave, or they're splitting, but they're like, no, I want what I came with. You're not keeping it, and all that crap. They ain't even married. But up here, like with him, he was telling her to leave. The cops were even like, "Oh, is your ride coming? What's the ETA on it?" It's like the self-esteem level has dropped so much that when a man is playing the heck out of you in your face, you still don't want to leave. So what really is your point? So I think as women, we got to really look into ourselves and know our own value system, what we're going to put up with and what we're not. Yeah, it's not about fortunes. Oh, Taurus, you Taurus in the chat. Yeah, Taurus. I thought you guys were a little more aggressive, but y'all not. You're a little more laid back than I thought. But you can get a lot of strength and determination from a Taurus. That's for sure. Like a butter knife, it would be a nuisance, nothing dangerous. What are you talking about? Oh my goodness. All right. It's funny when you do take time to like read something and the person saying something crazy. So anyway, that had to do with this. Maybe I'll jump into there a bit if y'all want to check that out for a second. It was pretty interesting. I think. Hold on a second. What was my point? Oh. Hold on. I could just go right to it because I do try to get on for an hour. You sometimes I hop on and hop off. I'll come on for like a half hour, when I have or something like that. But it's like, and it just came out yesterday. The footage I saw it last night, and I was thinking about it. And I was like, should I use this? I maybe put it in a live stream here on YouTube. I was like, I'm put it in here because I want to talk about something about it. So this was about a woman that was at his house. He was trying to kick her out. She said that he was putting his hands on her and called 911. So I'm going to show the clips from that. The woman at the top was a victim of a guy she was dating. So I did put up there, when hoes won't go. But in her situation, he was the hoe. So there was some information that like literally just came out. I don't even know if it's been an hour ago on this case, the update. So I want to just show some of that, and it ties into like having relationships and not wanting to end them, not letting it go. Hey, peace, Trout, peace. I was wondering if he was up tonight too, or this evening, whatever time he got. All right, y'all. I'm over here multitasking, kind of messing up a little bit. Hang on. What? Oh, this is inside of Iman's house. Oh, I can shut up. So basically, if you peeped, she said, "Oh, my Birkin bag." She said, "My orange Birkin bag right there on the floor." So you see them grabbing the Birkin bag, right? So they said that ranges any price range between. It starts at around like 10K a bag, right? Okay. Why you don't got no transportation? You have wheels on the bottom of your Birkin bag. See, we kind of teaching ourselves and been taught, and some people, to live above their means. I wish I would have a handbag on, and I don't even have a vehicle, or I depended on you to get here, and apparently I can't get myself back. You understand what I'm saying? How we're misplacing our values? You understand what I'm saying? How you can get caught up in a situation where somebody is seriously whooping your ass and will take that bag.
Iman's friend reported seeing Joanna enter his bedroom, confirming the two got into a verbal argument. According to the police report, Iman asked Joanna to leave twice, and she refused, so he allegedly grabbed her by the wrist to get her to leave. While Joanna said Iman was violent, the unnamed witness said he didn't do it in an aggressive way.
You don't have like state issue ID?
No. Not on
What state is your ID?
New Jersey.
I was gonna call over there. You want me to write it down?
Do you guys are gonna have trouble finding it before there was like something that happened and they couldn't even pull up my name?
Understood. But you do have a New Jersey issue ID or driver's license?
Yeah. So I'm trying to understand. So the grounds of putting your hands on someone or whatever that's unlawful.
The initial story that you told me was you were banging on the door trying to get in the room, and you made your way into the room.
No, he opened the door.
Well, he opened the door and he removed you from the room. You told me you were aggressive going into the room.
No, I wasn't aggressive. I was on the phone when I was going to the room. Okay. I went into the room, he opened the door. I went inside, we were talking.
That's not what you initially told me. You said that you had a girl in the room and...
Ask her. I went into the room, I was talking.
Okay.
I did not hit him. Never did I ever
I never said you hit him.
Okay, so where is the aggressiveness coming from?
I never said aggressive doesn't mean you hit him.
So you said I was aggressive.
That doesn't mean you hit him, but you told me you went into the room.
Did you call the ride?
Because another girl she was in the room.
So at what point did there become aggression between me and him?
I'm going off the story you said. So
okay, so let's find other witnesses for the story. You said I was aggressive, so how?
I said when you went into the room, you were upset that he was in the room with the other girl.
No, I wasn't.
He removed you from the room?
See, you pick and chose what you felt to understand from the story.
Repeat the story.
I said we were talking about another girl.
Okay.
Prior to this, it's a whole bunch of girls. It's another girl from this. She was on the phone. Not her.
Okay.
It was another girl. And she was on the phone and we were discussing the situation. So when I knocked on the door, and then he opened the door, and then we were discussing it. He got upset, obviously, because he wanted to continue the situation with this girl. So he got upset, not me.
Okay.
Understand the story clear.
So you see, she's still mad at Iman over some girl or a couple of them in his phone. She didn't even get time or to deal with the ones that are already there. So it's like, so what is your point? You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's just like, I think, with or without money, decent men are short pickings. They're not really showing themselves as much as I think they should and could do. And women are just flocking to the same man. So it's like you either play your position or you're going to get caught up in something. But to make allegations that he put his hands on her and stuff, he said he wasn't doing it aggressively. She said he dragged her out of the room. So as you see, did I play the I'm not sure if I played the police call or not. I might have been in there. But anyway, that's what that had to do with there. It's just strange. Just wanted to dabble in that for a second. And let me get back out of my other part. Ooh. Okay. Oh goodness. All right. I think I had a little more of something to show too, and then I'll breeze out. So then I know I at least came in for an hour, right? At least. So if you're interested, hope to see you back for some more content. Now, that content I showed earlier was just from earlier today, so it was really new. And yeah, so that's what's going on. The other big thing is Diddy and 50 Cent stuff going on, and now other people are tapping in. What we seeing now is people picking sides with everything and then picking a side with who they're rocking with. I like to be on the truth side. I like to be on the right side, the right way of things. So I've been tapping into, I'm ready to drag 50 Cent myself because he has a very dirty past. So just like in a court of law, you can't come before the people with a dirty ass and a dirty past and talk about somebody else. You don't fit the description to do it. Your character is tarnished too, 50. All right. Diddy's isn't. Everybody's still just trying to drag that man down. Watch when he come home. Watch when he come home. So I'm gonna say is watch when he come home. So yeah, but appreciate those that came through. And I think I was looking for one more bit, but let me do this in the meantime. All right, let me share something real quick too. This was something that came on. There was teens, a couple of them lost their life, and the one kid didn't remember what happened, and it shows a lot of these kids that is tapping into other drugs and stuff, and they're not remembering nothing, but lives was lost. I remember this. If y'all remember, this was a shooting that happened.
He pulls a gun out of his waistband, throws it on the ground, does a backflip, and then runs off.
Following the blood trail.
I just want to make sure we don't have a dead body because they're cut up.
Start 43, start 43. Have a male on the ground. Gunshot wound.
Not just any person, a 14-year-old kid.
A 14-year-old?
Damn it.
When police at the University of New Mexico received chaotic reports of a shooting, vandalism, and missing children on an otherwise quiet campus, the response pulls baffled officers in different directions. As they begin to suspect the incidents are all connected, one horrifying discovery plunges the night into a full-blown crisis.
That's when I just started losing my mind. I was like, I couldn't believe what I did.
The following is based on official police records, and some of the footage has never been seen before until now. Please note that all persons charged with a crime are presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in a court of law. At around 1:30 a.m. on July 25, 2025, a mother calls 911 to report a possible emergency at the University of New Mexico campus.
And what's going on there? So my stepson called. He has my son. He's 15. There was 3 of them playing a video game. They heard gunshots. Did they see anything, or just they weren't involved, or anything? They just heard it? As far as I know, my stepson said.
I wanted to add this to being a New York native myself. That's where the NY comes in. They had a article asking, well, a video. I gotta watch this. I'm gonna watch it right now in real time. We could peace out. They're saying that the rats are taking over New York. People say they already have, which they haven't, but now I guess they're really taking over.
The trash is out of control and the rats are thriving. Families say they need an extermination and a cleanup immediately. I'd like to see the mayor crack down on rats here.
Yes, I would love to.
Sabrina Gardner is a Brooklyn grandmother of 7 who lives in Hope Gardens run by the New York City Housing Authority. We've been here before.
And we have to deal with this on a daily basis with these children, and we constantly complain.
Cleaning up trash and putting pressure on workers to do their jobs. There's so much trash in the middle. You think you guys could take care of that? You know, those electronics?
We can.
Did you just say you can get to what?
He busy smoking.
Just say he's going to get to when he can.
Wow.
How about getting to it now? That would be really helpful. For years, we've been telling you rodent horror stories.
I'm scared to walk behind the building because of the rats.
Now we're back at Hope Gardens because this grandma says rodents are taking over.
You know, one pass through, you hear them tweet, tweet, tweet. They only come out at night.
Her cat named Waffles, she says, is getting fat with all the rats.
Yeah,
You've been so busy, Waffles, I hear. We caught him in action. Waffles, Waffles. Every day, she says Waffles waits for the parade of rodents coming out from behind her refrigerator and stove. Do you see anything? We didn't see any rats today. Just last Tuesday, the mayor announced he was cracking down on rodents across the city. He even did a demonstration that had an unexpected moment.
You found the right place.
Pix 11 News spoke to the mayor about the citywide $32 million initiative that started last year intended at aggravating the problem. It is really a team effort.
health
doing
problem,
like a timeline
and
here, y'all,
we want
2019
housing
and
to
catching up.
change the facts of how they dispose in the garbage.
Then this man shared with us this video of the rats that come out at night.
Look at that chasing each other.
Pix 11 was at the Albany houses before, back in March, following then candidate for governor Cynthia Nixon on her first tour of NYCHA, and Brooklyn Borough President Eric Adams.
We've done so many months of coverage with our viewers, and it's the top priority for them. Is it a top priority of yours? Yes, it should be a top priority for everybody in the city and the state.
And NYCHA tells us they've exterminated at least 3 times in the past 3 months, including today.
Right.
And they're working with residents on properly disposing waste, and construction nearby may be aggravating the problem. It is really a team effort, and if you have a story, reach out to us on Facebook at Monica Morales TV. That's Monica Morales TV. We'll be in your neighborhood now. Here at Stuyvesant Garden was on her neighbor's door.
Oh my
It's right above my neighbor.
Neighbor started taking.
And maybe I think that because people live in New York, that we just be, people be like, oh, well, it's okay. Don't do that, y'all. Don't think that.
Taking pictures and videos. Merritt took this picture inside her hallway a few weeks ago. It was early in the morning. A rat was on her neighbor's door.
It's right above my neighbor's door. And then there was another one right on the floor, right on the side.
Merritt says this is how the rats get inside, and showed us holes in the stairwell.
Rats and mice, they're eating through it.
These 3 women tell us they have complained to management several times, and they say the problem is only getting worse during the pandemic. Thursday, we saw trash piled up and plenty of rat holes. LaTanya Blunt says she barely sees housing workers cleaning up.
I want them to do more better than what they're doing.
Me too. Some on Marvin Gaye. Mother, far too many of you crying. War on rats is the answer. By the way, there's a big history on why New York has so many rats too. Lots of them were planted here many, many decades ago. If you really think about it, why would just certain areas have so many mice and rats? There's a history of it. Then they got way more out of control, and then the cities have just said there's no way they could gain control over these rodents. That's because they allowed it to just keep growing more and more out of control. I could picture blowing them all up.
Terminating, and more workers picking up the trash.
It's horrible. It's not healthy. We have seniors here. We have children here. We have people with disabilities here. It's horrible.
Liznette Escobar sent us a video that really got our attention. After she went grocery shopping last week, she heard screeching coming from the trash can inside her kitchen. So she threw her shopping cart at that can, and out popped a big rat.
Hell no. Super pest control is the answer.
This is inside her kitchen. That was the last straw. She called us.
Scared and horrified for my son.
33-year-old Liznette Escobar says she is stressed and disgusted by the problems inside her NYCHA apartment here at the Sterling Buffalo houses.
This is where the nightmare happens.
The nightmare, Rats inside her walls 24/7.
There's a hole, big, huge hole right there. There's a big, huge hole right here.
Hey.
There's a big, huge hole right here. So they just come and they play tag all around through the cabinets, under the heaters.
She took video just last week.
5 minutes ago.
Rat in her kitchen trash can. Not a surprise, she says, but still disgusting.
They're like
I am not
children.
going anywhere near that trash can.
For 5 years, I've never used my cabinets.
Escobar also recorded what the rats sound like inside her walls at night.
Every night is the sounds we hear. My son hears those in his room.
Escobar says her home is a health hazard. She's put in so many tickets, she printed them and posted them on her front door. She printed out the email she sent me. Look, there we are, Pix 11, Monica, right at the top. Teddy, her Yorkie, is stressed out too.
He's learned where they all come from that heater, from this heater, and then he goes over there.
Really?
He will let us know when they're in the heaters.
All right, that's enough, Escobar. They got the cats on the scene. They got their little dogs to help with these rats. That's something else. But who are you to judge me? right? Y'all love judging people. Don't even be knowing people. Um, yeah, so there's a lot going on. But all right, I'll see y'all next time and have some more content popping off. Uh, thanks for coming through, brother Iron Fist. I got some more music coming up too. If you remember last summer, I was trying to do my music mix and it wasn't quite working out, and I was getting tight, like the audio or whatever was going on. But now I noticed in the studio they have some new option for us to play music, so I'm like, good, that's right on time because I just finished doing my collection of different sounds to put together different vocals and different like music together, familiar jams and stuff, and do some blends. So I have that coming up possibly tomorrow. I'm thinking, yeah, tomorrow's Friday most likely. So I want to get some of that cranked up, and I'm looking to see what they have going on so that um you know I want to know the ways to still protect my channel, but still be, eligible for monetization, things like that, and be able to have some fun so we can just, have a nice musical vibe going. We've done it before, um, but I think it's going to just be better. Actually, I know it is. I've been working on it. So, all right. All right. Appreciate everyone coming through. And that just about wraps it up. So I spoke on MTG storming out, Marjorie Taylor Greene stormed out of her interview with Living Alive, and the back and forth between Senator McIver and Christy Nome earlier at the meeting that they had with Congress and all that, senators. So we had that going on. So it's just been a lot of shots fired, but I just see the ladies really been leading, and they've been really going in on their, the agendas and what's expected and who's got who's back. So they've been doing their thing. So just shining some light on the ladies that are in politics, and they doing the thing. Okay. All right, and I appreciate y'all. This is Kiy NY7. Peace.
Kiy NY7. Laughing my black butt, am I okay? Is your white butt okay? Sit your $5 ass down. Lay your ass down. Lay your ass down. Okay, you real. Sit down.
Look at that white goat. Oh, they are so cute. Oh, look, there's a black one. Black one?